A few years ago, life felt manageable. Today, the same money buys less food, smaller homes, and fewer choices. Coffee costs more. Rent costs more. Even things that used to be cheap now feel like luxury. So, what's really happening? Why does it feel like everything is getting expensive at the same time? This video breaks it down. 1. Money is losing value. Money doesn't disappear, but its power fades. When governments print more currency to support economies, pay debts, or respond to crises, they increase the amount of money chasing the same goods and services. The problem isn't the act of printing money itself, it's what happens afterward. When supply grows faster than production, prices naturally adjust upward. The value of each unit of money shrinks, even though the number on your paycheck stays the same. At first, inflation feels harmless. Spending increases, businesses appear to grow, and wages may even rise slightly. But this growth is often an illusion. Over time, companies raise prices to protect profits, landlords increase rent, and everyday necessities slowly cost more. The change is gradual enough that people don't notice it immediately. You only feel it when your savings don't stretch as far as they used to. What makes this especially frustrating is that inflation isn't caused by individual choices. You can budget better, work harder, and spend wisely, yet still fall behind. The system adjusts faster than personal income ever can. While money keeps flowing into the economy, the value of labor struggles to keep up. This is why everything feels more expensive at the same time. It's not just food or housing or fuel, it's the measuring tool itself losing accuracy. When money weakens, prices don't rise because things became better or more valuable. They rise because money became less meaningful. 2. Businesses no longer compete on price. In the past, competition was simple. If one company charged too much, another would offer the same product for less. Price was the battlefield. Today, that battlefield has shifted. Businesses no longer compete to be cheaper, they compete to make themselves unavoidable. Modern companies focus on ecosystems instead of products. Once you're inside, leaving becomes difficult. Streaming services build exclusive libraries. Software companies lock files into proprietary formats. Phone brands connect devices so tightly that switching feels like starting over. The goal isn't to offer the best price, it's to increase switching costs. Subscriptions are the perfect example. What used to be a one-time purchase is now a monthly obligation. Each subscription feels small on its own, but together they create a permanent drain on income. And because payments are automatic, price increases often go unnoticed until budgets feel tight. When customers stop comparing prices, competition weakens. Companies don't need to lower costs if users are emotionally, digitally, or practically locked in. Prices rise not because products improved, but because customers have fewer realistic alternatives. This shift explains why many services feel expensive even when nothing changed. You're not paying more because the product is better. You're paying more because leaving is harder than staying. 3. Convenience became a premium. Convenience used to be a bonus. Today, it's one of the most expensive things you can buy. Businesses have learned that people value time more than money, especially when life feels busy, stressful, or overwhelming. So instead of selling products, companies sell saved effort. Food delivery is a clear example. You're not just paying for food. You're paying to avoid cooking, driving, waiting, and cleaning. Each step removed adds a fee. Individually, the costs seem reasonable. Over time, they become a habit, and habits are extremely profitable. Ride-hailing, express shipping, and on-demand services follow the same pattern. They transform impatience into revenue. When convenience becomes normal, inconvenience feels unacceptable. What once required planning now requires payment. The danger is that convenience slowly replaces self-reliance. As people outsource more tasks, costs rise permanently. Companies don't reduce prices once convenience becomes essential. They increase them because users feel they have no time to go back. Convenience isn't overpriced by accident. It's priced according to human behavior. And as long as time feels scarce, convenience will remain one of the most expensive products in modern life. 4. Housing turned into an investment. Housing used to be simple. People bought homes to live in, raise families, and build stability. Today, housing is treated less like shelter and more like a financial instrument. Homes are no longer just places to live, they're assets designed to generate returns. Investors, corporations, and developers now compete with ordinary people for the same properties. But they don't buy with salaries or savings. They buy with capital, leverage, and long-term strategies. This shifts the market entirely. Prices rise not because homes became better, but because demand is driven by profit, not necessity. As property values climb, rent follows. Landlords raise prices to match market rates, even if their own costs haven't changed. For renters, this creates a trap. Saving for ownership becomes harder as more income goes toward housing. For buyers, entry feels permanently out of reach. The result is a system where housing scarcity benefits those who already own property, while everyone else pays more just to exist. Homes stop being homes. They become income streams, portfolios, and hedge assets. And once housing is treated like an investment class, prices are designed to go up, not come down. 5. Middlemen took over everything. Very few products go directly from producer to consumer anymore. Between you and almost everything you buy sits a chain of platforms, services, and intermediaries, each taking a cut. Individually, these cuts seem small. Together, they reshape prices. Food passes through delivery apps. Goods pass through marketplaces. Money passes through processors. Every step adds fees, commissions, service charges, and convenience costs. Producers raise prices to survive. Consumers pay more without seeing where the increase came from. The problem isn't efficiency, it's layering. Many middlemen don't create value equal to their cost. They exist because they control access to customers, traffic, payments, or logistics. Once a platform becomes dominant, businesses have no choice but to use it, and customers have no choice but to pay the inflated final price. Over time, this system normalizes higher costs. Prices don't reflect production anymore. They reflect how many hands touch the transaction. And as platforms grow, they don't remove fees. They add them. This is why prices rise even when production improves. Efficiency gains don't reach consumers. They're absorbed by the middle layers that control the system. 6. Quality shrunk, prices didn't. One of the quietest reasons everything feels expensive is shrinkflation. Instead of raising prices openly, companies reduce quantity, quality, or durability, while keeping prices the same. The packaging looks familiar, but what's inside slowly changes. Food packages get smaller. Ingredients get cheaper. Products wear out faster. Services remove features that used to be included. The cost per unit rises, even if the price tag doesn't. And, because changes are subtle, most people don't notice right away. This strategy protects profits while avoiding backlash. Consumers blame themselves for spending more, not realizing they're receiving less. Over time, expectations adjust. Smaller portions feel normal. Lower quality becomes acceptable. Shrinkflation works because people focus on price, not value. As long as the number looks the same, companies can quietly increase margins. But the long-term effect is frustration, more spending, less satisfaction. This is why everything feels overpriced. You're not just paying more money, you're paying more for less, and being told nothing changed. 7. Marketing makes you feel behind. Modern marketing no longer focuses on what you need. It focuses on what you're missing. Every ad, notification, and algorithmic recommendation quietly suggests that your current life is outdated. Your phone is old. Your clothes are behind. Your lifestyle needs an upgrade. This constant comparison creates artificial urgency. Products don't need to break or wear out to be replaced. They just need to feel embarrassing. Companies release new versions not to improve function, but to reset expectations. What was acceptable last year suddenly feels inadequate today. Social media intensifies this effect. You're exposed to curated lifestyles where spending looks effortless and upgrades appear necessary. The pressure isn't explicit, but it's persistent. And when millions of people respond to the same signal, demand rises, pushing prices higher. Marketing doesn't raise prices directly. It raises tolerance. Once people expect to pay more for status, speed, or novelty, companies have permission to charge more. The product didn't become expensive. The definition of normal shifted. 8. Wages didn't keep up. Prices move quickly. Wages do not. This gap is one of the biggest reasons life feels unaffordable. While costs adjust in real time, salaries are reviewed slowly, negotiated rarely, and often capped. Companies prioritize margins. When expenses rise, they pass costs to customers faster than they raise pay. Workers absorb the difference. Even when wages increase, they often trail inflation, creating the illusion of progress while purchasing power declines. This creates a silent squeeze. People work longer hours, take on side jobs, and cut back, yet still feel behind. Productivity rises, but compensation doesn't follow at the same pace. The system rewards ownership more than labor. When income stagnates and prices rise together, stress becomes constant. Everything feels expensive not because people earn too little, but because the system adjusts faster than human lives can. 9. Problems became business models. Some industries don't want problems solved. They want them managed. Traffic, debt, stress, health, and inefficiency generate recurring revenue. If a problem disappears, so does the profit. Instead of permanent solutions, systems offer subscriptions, treatments, and workarounds. You don't fix the issue, you pay to live with it. This turns ongoing discomfort into predictable income. Once a problem becomes profitable, lowering prices makes no sense. The goal becomes stability, not resolution. And as long as people keep paying, the system has no incentive to change. This is the most uncomfortable truth. Expensive systems are often functioning exactly as designed. Everything isn't getting expensive by accident. Prices rise because incentives reward extraction, not affordability. Convenience, habit, investment, and dependency shape the modern economy. The real question isn't why everything costs more. It's whether the system benefits when it does.